All right, man. So I think we back in action. I think the mic is back to regular. My camera's still janky, but I'm gonna fix the camera eventually. So y'all let me know if the audio is a lot better than the other videos that I made. But it seems like LeBron James has responded back to Drake, dissing him, and the song is already tanking. All right, so let's see what we got going on. Let's listen to Fantastic Hip Hop. What he got to say about all this.
Now, before we get into looking at how What Did I Miss already missed, and things are starting to get bad as the rap world is reacting to Drake's latest musical crash out, well, I need you to do a favor for me and leave a like before we go any further into this, because the Drake fans are very mad at me because I am calling out Drake's biggest swing at a piece of garbage yet, and now with that out of the way, well, now that you have left your like and I can call out this piece of garbage for what it really is, well, now with Drake kicking off the Iceman era with a song that is showing that the only thing that Drake has missed is the reality that the rest of us have seen way too much of, well, currently now with all the subliminals that Drake put out through the hour-long temper tantrum with the stream he just had and the single he has released, of course, which all together have tried to make such a big deal that Drake is finally making a comeback, although of course he's made like 6 other comebacks before this and they have all failed. And speaking of failing, this does not seem like something Drake is going to ever escape, because with this new record, despite all the annoyance and hype his fans are trying to act like it has, well, in terms of its streaming debut and performance, the song has flopped relatively compared to what Kendrick Lamar is doing in this era, because even if we look at Kendrick's featured songs in 2025, well, now is What Did I Miss debuted with 2.81 million streams on the first day. With that, we are seeing that Drake and Kendrick are in 2 completely different leagues, and as long as Drake keeps trying to compete with Dot, he is going to get humiliated, because for Kendrick Lamar's Playboy Cardi features from I Am Music and Mojo Jojo Backdoor and Good Credit, well, they all pulled in between 5.4.
So everybody is prowling around. Oh my God, Kendrick, Drake got a #1 record. He's still not up to Kendrick Lamar status, because what it was at, what it showed 2.1, 2.8. It showed 2.8 million streams, but Kendrick's still over here dominating 6.6, 5.5. So it's not even close. It's not even close.
4 and 6.6 million streams, and with us just seeing this, well, you can just clearly see in the numbers that the featured Kendrick songs have more motion than a Drake track with the most dramatic rollout of all time, which no matter how you want to put it, is just not a good look. And make sure that all of hip-hop can see this, and leave a like if you have not already, so Drake fans can't stop everyone from seeing how this track is really good, and see how Kendrick is still on top with ease. And now when it comes to the reaction this song is getting in addition to the poor numbers, well, now with this latest attempt at Drake trying to trick us into thinking he is back, as he has now sent out the most direct disses he has in this pathetic run towards people he feels betrayed by, like LeBron James, DeMar DeRozan, and Future, well, with all these names and others, we are starting to see reactions to these Drake disses. And now when it comes to how LeBron has seemingly reacted to another 40-year-old man who has a tattoo of him dissing him on his comeback single over and over again.
That's the crazy thing. How you gonna diss somebody that got how is somebody gonna diss a person that they got tatted on? Y'all know Drake got a LeBron James tattoo, right? Like, this is how just emotional this nigga is. He's emotional enough to get a LeBron James tattoo. This is a LeBron James. This is a Fighting Irish, right? This is LeBron James high school picture. Drake has LeBron James tatted on him, but then he's dumb enough to get it tatted on him, and then dumb enough to diss him. Like, nigga, how you gonna diss and I'm tatted on you? Nigga, shut your stupid ass up. Like, LeBron can literally laugh at your stupid ass and like, nigga, I'm tatted on your body, nigga. Shut the fuck up. You weird ass, emotional ass bitch.
For liking and supporting another artist who he has also been friends with, because let's remember real quick, while Drake has been a stan of LeBron and he has looked up to him so much in really a way that is just very weird for a man of his age to be friends with another man of his age on, LeBron has also been very good friends with Kendrick Lamar, all the way to the point that LeBron has been name dropped on Kendrick Lamar albums, and LeBron is literally the reason why Kendrick Lamar put out an entire record like Untitled Unmastered in the first place, so just remember that. And so now with all of this and Drake dissing LeBron once again, LeBron has finally reacted, and with what he just did, LeBron's response can pretty much be summed up by this now iconic meme that you can see right here, and to be honest, I gotta give it to LeBron here, because it almost seems like he is trolling Drake and now saying that in the midst of a time where he is trying to figure out what he is doing in his career and if he is going to stay with the Lakers and just handle bigger and actual important things, well, clearly he does not have time to respond to Drake's diary notes about how he went to the pop out and enjoyed somebody else's music who he's also been friends with. And well, as a result of this, LeBron has just ended this thing quick on his end by trolling Drake and playing his own game, because just by going on Drake's favorite way to be petty in none other than social media, well, LeBron has finally responded to the countless disses that Drake has sent just by liking a single post and making sure that everybody sees how he feels about another person's response to the same musical meltdown that we have just seen from the Iceman. And now with this, who LeBron interacted with and sent this message through, well, was a post which was showing off what Future said right after this song dropped in the first place from Drake, which read, "I'm always choose being real over anything." And now with Future saying this also, well, first,
So as you see right here, so this is, I'm always choosing being real one over anything. Now, this is LeBron James. He liked Future, even though Future and Drake got to be. So, that's LeBron James responding to Drake through Future's tweet.
And now with Future saying this also, well, first off, based on the timing of Future putting this out and what Drake was saying about how people were fake with him and stayed in the middle of all these issues and didn't take his side. Well, now on Future's end, one of the guys who Drake seemed to be the most upset about losing on his side in the rap game, that no matter what Drake is saying and what narratives he wants to twist, well, after all that has went down and Drake almost making this song a cry to Future just as much as it's a cry to LeBron, well, really now Future is standing within his choices that he has made and is letting everybody know that Drake is not real and not a good friend after all. And that is why he's still standing within this ground that he put himself in with Metro Boomin when they dropped We Don't Trust You all of this time later. Now, really for both Future but also more LeBron here, who Drake seems to be the most offended and upset by than anybody else. Well, really, with what LeBron has done is somehow for a seasoned NBA player who, again, in terms of a rap and all this beef, should really not even be held accountable for enjoying artists and going to shows because he is not a player within this, but instead is just a spectator and a fan. Well, now for this spectator who is busy probably with his family and focusing on getting ready for a record-setting 23rd season within the NBA. Well, I think the last thing LeBron cares about is Drake's embarrassing meltdown, and at this point, he is probably so tired of it. But of course, as Drake is the most immature person you really could have ever met, and he is not stopping talking about LeBron even after over a year. Well, LeBron has really cracked the code and ended up cracking Drake, as against this cloud-chasing loser who is melting more and more as we speak. Well, LeBron has really figured out how to annoy Drake and make him go mad like only few other people can do better than. Because really, what LeBron ended up doing here was matching Drake's own antics and getting petty just like the way he is, and not actually using words to respond, but just make these cryptic moves and then go on with your day and go back to hanging out with your family or asking Rob Pelinka to actually make moves for the Lakers. And now, of course, as LeBron is just responding to this ridiculous and over-the-top moment that Drake made by double-tapping a screen on social media. Well, you tell me about the 40-year-old who was having a temper tantrum on live stream. This is going to make him more upset than anything else, because it really does make this immature loser in Drake, who is more concerned about getting attention and reactions from people over literally every other thing else. It just looked like a literal laugh.
Like, it's so Drake is so like this. Once a lame, always a lame. But Drake is so emotional that he got a lit. And once I said this before, in my personal opinion, you should not get another man tatted on you if he's still living on this earth. I think the only time it's appropriate for a man to get another man tatted on him is if that person is no longer here, to remember that person. But if that man's still walking on earth and you get another man tatted on you, that's giving me Diddy vibes. That's just my opinion.
Afterthought, which he is. And now for LeBron icing out the Iceman, I do think it's a very telling moment of a lot of things, because even with this entire moment that we are seeing in general, not just with LeBron and Drake, but with Drake and the entirety of the music world and just everybody, well, just like a lot of other people, LeBron is probably not shocked by any of this now or even cares in any meaningful way at this point, because through song after song and moment after moment that Drake has already dropped, like the literal freestyle that is named after LeBron's high school team, again, when Drake talks about what did I miss, he must have missed his own song because we already heard a LeBron diss. Again, when you actually just look at Drake's resume and recent record, LeBron has been getting dissed by him for quite a while now, and literally almost an entire year, and Drake has honestly been more angry at him than anybody else on wax following the Kendrick beef. And now with Drake putting out this song for everybody to hear and seeing its early numbers compared to what he has done in the past and what Kendrick Lamar has set in terms of what the bar is now within the dot era, what we are seeing is clear and indicative proof of the fact that now, while for the fans and the rivals, if Drake would have taken a break and a hiatus after the beef and did not drop weird Camila Cabello songs, drop a Bad Party Next Door collab album, drop almost 50 other songs that failed, go on a failed tour that he had to cancel, sue over rap beef, sub literally everybody on social media in the weirdest ways, and do the most pathetic things on a daily basis, all the way to the point where we have had to cover it all the time, maybe he would have actually been missed? Well, of course, as the reality that we have seen has shown us that time after time after time, Drake has continued to just humiliate himself more than I have ever seen another artist really even try to. Well, with this song, I think Drake missed the entire point of the phrase, what did I miss? Because for literally everything that he is doing here, I mean, I'm not the crazy one, right? He has missed nothing. He has been here for every single second of the worst downfall we have ever seen in rap, and the ability to never miss a single moment is literally why we are even here in the first place. Exactly. And so now with all of this, when we look at LeBron, who sees a track like this, and so many other fans just witness Drake still grifting over the beef like it just happened and went down, and like he has not been ranting about this thing for over a year already. Well, just the logic even going into this Iceman era, it's actually baffling, because it's like the old man yelling at a cloud meme again, because for every single person who has heard this song, aside from academics, Maul, and the weird stans who wish they were as immature and in denial as Drake, I mean, nobody is surprised by this and thinks it's even good or respectable, and if anything, the entirety of the music world is collectively baffled by the fact that Drake is making and releasing music like he has not released 50 plus songs since the beef in the first place, and like he has not been standing around and crashing out for literally every single day that Kendrick Lamar released Not Like Us and just continued to take over rap like we have never seen. And really, with Drake in this entire song, despite how he has tried to make this record a big thing and try to have it really be his first major hit, I guess, success. Well, again, what the problem is going to be for Drake going forward and what will be the ultimate failure and downfall of the Iceman record. It's just the simple lesson that if Drake maybe went into hiding, this would have worked and made for a refreshing comeback anthem. Well, now again, when you release almost 3 albums worth of songs, with the reality we are seeing, this is like the 50th attempt at a comeback anthem, and we get it. We all see the grift, and it's the same old subject matter, and nobody is surprised, again, aside from those weird Drake fans. Because again, when we track moment after moment, from the Sexy Red track to the Camila Cabella tracks to 100 gigs to the freestyle about LeBron to SSS for You to the Nokia video to now, Drake has actually lost his mind, because he does the same thing on every song, which is act like he is unfazed, but then of course he is fazed by the beef, and then he sends subliminals out to everybody who wrongs him, and then alludes to Kendrick ending his career. But of course, as all of this is performative, and this loser does not actually want to get in the booth and rap well because he can't, and that's why he's going after Future and NBA players and not real lyricists who have went against him like Kendrick Lamar and A$AP Rocky. Well, again, we get to this cycle of insanity where Drake never actually addresses the problems he has, which are all because of Kendrick Lamar. And so as a result of being scared of this guy, he just continues to tiptoe around the issues and then grift all of this anger he has, which is all just so performative and lame. And I can't even believe that this is something that is even allowed in the genre and space we all know as hip-hop. And so again, to put all of this into perspective, as LeBron, Future, and everybody else is seeing Drake in this chaotic cycle, and he is just making the same song and moment over and over again, and with what we are seeing here, with this track specifically, it's the biggest attempt to try and make a chaotic crash out into an actual hit song. Well, really, no matter what, when you realize what Drake is doing and see why the reaction has been so lukewarm, and even why the people being dissed are unfazed, really, this entire moment is just useless and unessential. And now, while everybody from fans and rappers are all just seeing this, and honestly, they are just shocked by the simple fact that Drake is trying to find yet another way to say that the beef wronged him and that people switched him up. I mean, again, once we process that this is just the cycle of Drake, nobody is going to remember this thing for anything else. So once again, and to quote the king of rap, Kendrick Lamar, to put this thing into its proper context, well, no matter what Drake is doing now and how weird and loud his crash outs get, well, it's just not enough. And so now, with all of this said, let me know, I am absolutely...
This is a damn shame. Drake, I really hope you need some counsel, man. How many songs are you gonna diss a NBA player, bro? He's not even a rapper, bro. He's an NBA player. Get over it, man. And so we got LeBron James responding back to Drake, and Drake numbers are actually flopping. So, you know, all the OB hoes are prancing. Oh, he got a #1 song. Man, listen, that's not even like a #1 song. It's not going to be #1 on Billboard. People just going to download it just for the sake of it. But I guarantee you, next week, anybody going to be listening to that shit, you know. But y'all leave a comment down below, man. But y'all let me know how my mic is. I'm going to work on my camera. Hopefully I can get my camera and we can be fully back in effect. But until then, it's your boy Damn D, man, signing out. We up out of here. Peace.